I've been told that the quantum mechanics principle, known as quantum superposition, suggests that particles can exist in two separate locations at the exact same time. It tells us nothing about physicians being able to be in two places at once. Well, that's odd because physicians sometimes demonstrate that exact ability, at least on billing records. On the other hand, in settling Civil False Claims Act allegations against her, Anuja Courage, MD, a internal medicine doc and sole practitioner in College Park, Maryland, and her practice, PHC Healthcare LLC, made no admission of any sort, including, one would suppose, of quantum superposition, when she agreed to pay the United States government $555,000 to resolve allegations that she violated the Federal False Claims Act by submitting claims to Medicare and the Federal Employees Health Benefits Program for procedures and medical management codes indicative of face-to-face encounters supposedly lasting for time intervals of 10 to 15 minutes, despite being, per travel records, outside of the U.S. on the billed dates of service. According to the government's allegations, Dr. Courage also billed Medicare and the Federal Employees Health Benefit Program for the interpretation of ultrasounds purportedly performed by another physician who did not, in fact, perform those services. As is always the case in regard to settlements, the claims made against Dr. Courage and the practice are allegations only. The settlement is not an admission of liability by the physician or the practice, nor is it a concession by the government that its claims are not well-founded. Here are some timely tips for you. No matter what quantum physics might suppose, the government will never believe you when you say you're billing in Boston when you're actually boating in Belize at the same time. Even though you are too smart and too honest to try to pull off anything of the sort, the other physicians in your group might not be, especially if your compensation plan pays them based on productivity. Claims made by your group as a result of your physician's claim services can get your group into the same civil mess. Importantly, there need not be any improper intent behind any of your groups or your group's physician's billings. A simple mistake, that is negligence, will get you into the same spot. For individuals, the recommended course of action is the same. Don't commit fraud. Be very careful about billing-related mistakes. Have both electronic and manual processes, double checks, and internal reviews in place to prevent erroneous claims and to discover any errors before the government or a whistleblower does. If you do discover irregularities, get counsel immediately because the clock will be ticking as to the return of overpayments.